Hi, I'm Rob.
And I'm Angie.
And together we are Twinfinity.
We are Twin Flames in Union, back with new videos. We're actually starting a whole new series, which is super exciting. This is a series that's going to be all about creating union. And so why we started this series is because we get so many people asking us, what is the secret to union? Like, how'd you get there? So that's a tough question to answer because there isn't just one secret. There are many.
And we got into doing our story video series, and we didn't really know what we had done.
No, because we forgot
to create union. And by doing our story videos, we remembered a lot of what we did, but we also realized that a lot of what we did was very small steps along the way, whether they were deliberate or accidental. There was not a lot that actually was one huge giant aha moment.
Yes.
But this is why we've decided to come out with a series of videos, is because there was so many small things that happened. There's no way we could cover them properly in one video. So yes, we get to do a whole other series. And also, we've had a lot of communication with other people, especially Twin Flames, through responses that we've got and comments that we've got along the way. And lots of other people have told us bits and pieces of their story too. So we've actually amassed a fair little bit of information.
Mm-hmm.
And it's about time, I think, and Angie thinks too, that we share this with you.
Yes. So we've actually gotten inspired to share all of this with you, or we could even say Twinspired.
Twinspired. Nice.
We gotta be corny, you know. What the heck? So why we've chosen the words create union is twofold. One, because as we've mentioned a lot in our videos lately, we are always creating. Everything we say, do, think is creating. So why not let's consciously create, and of course union, who doesn't want union? But now let's clarify what union really is.
Union, I'm going to dance around union just a little bit because there's numerous different definitions. Some of them are conventional and some of them are not. We have come to understand that there is a creature called long distance union, where people are traveling great amounts of distances and not seeing each other very often. But when they are with their twin or their divine partner, if you're not a twin flame, you still consider that to be in union because there is a harmonious relationship. It just doesn't happen very often. Another one is electronic union. Some people are only in touch via phone, via Facebook, or maybe even FaceTime, but they don't actually get to see each other at all. But they have a fantastic relationship through electronic media. And some people do consider that is being in union. They're very happy with how that particular realm of communication feels. How about what I call 5D connected union, where in the 3D world you're not in touch with the person at all, but you can feel or communicate with the person via 5D. Some people really do enjoy that. It's really nice. A lot of us communicate in 3D and 5D, but for those that communicate only in 5D, it's what they have and they cherish it. How about just being in union out of agreement in principle? You're not specifically on any particular goal, but two people agree that they have a very special connection and they cherish it and enjoy it. How about living together or even being married? That is actually the most common preferred or most commonly goaled type of union.
Yes.
That's where people most of the time want to get because they consider that to be the closest form of being able to practice being in union, is to see someone every day. Can't deny that. I enjoy that kind of union.
Yes.
There's also one final one. How about still being in communication? Now, this would be 5D, of course, but still being in communication with someone who has already passed on, someone who has died. A lot of people, especially when they've had a chance to be very connected over a long period of time, let's call it a lifetime, when one passes on, they still feel like they're still in touch. That'd be a very special form of communication.
Oh, very good points.
We have a dog.
Yes, we do. Now that we're going to do this whole series on our couch, we're going to have a dog a lot because
Yes.
there's like a spot. Look at that. She's like between you and me. She's joining our union.
Yeah, we're kind of separated by a pair of hearts.
Yeah,
just
we
a
can't
little
be close
bit.
like normal.
But no, we've got a bridge already. Oh,
Yeah,
and
the bridge that's stuck.
somebody's getting all excited already because we spoke and got all excited too.
So I also wanted to add, while we're talking about union and the term of why we've termed this creating union, we are going towards unity consciousness in our whole global. That's the goal of Ascension, right? Is we're not just working on union with a twin flame or union with a divine partner. We're working on unity consciousness. So all of these tips we're going to share in these videos are not just to get you to union with somebody else. They're first and foremost to help you get to union within yourself, then also with your twin, if that's something you desire, or a divine partner, but also especially to help you connect with union consciousness with everybody, because that's, as I say, where we're going. So with that said, just wanted to really kind of elaborate on the fact that the first and foremost important key to union is union with self. We can't get to union with anybody else if we don't have it inside.
You know, union, there's numerous words that can also describe union. One of them is aligned, and another one is honesty. Now, honesty is great for any style of union. Purposeful. It's good to have things in common or a common goal in life. That helps keep a relationship going as you work together on things. Also, union needs to be considerate.
Mm.
And when you're dealing with other people, if you have those four things, as well as numerous other good catchwords that also quite much apply, it's very important to have at least those. But if you don't have those words, alignment, honesty, purposefulness, and consideration, if you don't have those with yourself, it's very hard to have union with someone else that also contains those elements.
Yes. So on that note, we have decided to start this whole new series on Valentine's Day, of all days, which is why we have all our hearts.
Valentine's Day
Yes.
2019.
2019, yes.
In case you're watching these videos way in the future.
I was just going to say, although it doesn't matter when you watch this, because union is not a step-by-step process. It's not like, okay, you do A, you do B, you do C. So you can watch all of these videos in this series anyone in any order. It doesn't matter. You're always going to get something out of them. You might even watch them more than once, because as you go through your process, you know how it is, that sort of spiral, we learn things deeper and deeper and deeper as we go along. So something that you hear once, you maybe hear later and go, oh, now I know what they meant by that. So feel free that you don't have to watch these in any specific order. The order we're going to put them out is simply just how we feel called to put them out. We have an entire list already written out of videos that we're going to do in this series, and we'll just do them as we feel guided.
The format that we're also going to try to stick to, which is very hard for us because we break off on many tangents,
Yes, we do.
is to take each video, talk about it very briefly, and then have 4 or 5 or 6 key points.
Yeah.
We're going to shoot for 5 as an average.
Yes. 5 tips, 5 practical ideas.
Yeah.
So on that note, I think we're ready to get into our 5 tips for this one, which is all about self-love. Because even if you're not in union right now and you're feeling sad because like, oh, it's Valentine's Day, you don't have to. It can be a great day to celebrate you. So tip number 1 is date yourself. I know that might sound funny for some people.
And that doesn't mean wearing a ponytail and with long braids from back, like say in the 70s. That doesn't count.
Only Rob. Only Rob.
Sorry about that. I had to do that.
Yes.
Wrong dating?
Wrong dating.
Okay.
What it does mean is you can buy yourself flowers if you wish. Why not?
Anything that you would do to potentially spoil someone else, you can spoil yourself.
Yes.
Yeah, and it's not really spoiling. It's showing a little bit of appreciation for yourself.
Totally.
So, yeah, it's. Have you ever taken yourself out for supper? Like, I mean, more than McDonald's. But
To a nice restaurant.
yeah,
Yeah.
I've done that. I've
Why
done
not?
that. Yeah.
And even to a movie. If a restaurant might be too much for some people, you can go to a movie by yourself. Or, I mean, if you want, you can go with friends too. But heck, I sometimes still, even though, like, just because you're in union, what everybody wants for union is with your twin flame, it doesn't mean you still don't date yourself. I still very much do. I just took myself to a movie a couple weeks ago, all by myself. It was great. Me and my Starbucks, and we had an awesome time.
And I like to watch airplanes at the major airport. So once in a while, I'll just drive to the airport, spend an hour there, and treat myself to some airplane time.
Yeah. Another idea of dating yourself is to buy yourself gifts. Again, this is not just for Valentine's Day. These are ideas you can do anytime, all the time. One of the gifts I just bought myself, which I'm so excited to show you guys. So, another tip that goes along with this that I have to explain with this is also follow your intuition. That's part of loving yourself. When you get inner guidance and you trust it, that is loving yourself. I felt called to go to the store where I got this. It was Michael's, in case any of you are wanting to know. It's a craft store that we have in Canada and the US. I don't know of other places, but
Don't know either.
I just felt this strong pull to go there the other day. So I was like, okay, fine, I'll go. I didn't even know what I was going for. This happened to be sitting on the shelf, and you know me. If it says love, if it has hearts, if it has pink, or if it has sparkles, I want it. If it has all four, then it's absolutely coming home. So not only did it sit there on the shelf, it was the only one there, and it was less than half price. So listening to my intuition got me an amazing little gift. And because I like to play, it does fun things too. Watch.
It's all sequency. It switches over.
Flips. Isn't that like the coolest thing? So buy yourself a gift. It doesn't have to be anything big. This was $8, and I mean, as you can see, it's like absolutely made my day, my life. I'm just like, ah. So, yes, dating yourself. Next one is honor yourself. So what does that mean? That means listening, very much like we just shared about listening to your intuition. But also it means saying yes when you want to say yes. Say no when you want to say no. How many of us don't feel comfortable saying no because we're kind, we're nice, we're highly sensitive, we're empathic, and we feel if we say no, we're going to hurt somebody's feelings. But are we serving ourselves if we're going to say yes when we don't want to say yes?
It's okay to make decisions to help others or do something that someone's requested. But it can only be okay, how about this? It can't be at a total expense to yourself.
Exactly.
If you totally become too selfless, then you start to lose track of really who you are.
Yeah.
You become what everybody else needs you to be instead of being who others actually need you to be. It's the same words.
That's good, though.
But it's the same words. It just means a different thing.
Yeah. And with that, another piece is boundaries. You know, that goes along with what other people need you to be versus what they really need you to be. When you set boundaries and honor what you need versus what you think other people want of you, you really learn to respect yourself. If you need to stay home and somebody's wanting you to go out, you can set a boundary and say, you know what, I can't go out tonight. Just little things. It doesn't even have to be big to start with, because I know sometimes setting boundaries is a hard thing to do at first, especially because a lot of us have grown up in traumatic homes and setting boundaries was not something we were ever taught. So it takes practice, it takes skills. But that's okay. You learn, right? Did you have anything else to add in honoring?
No, not
Okay.
really.
The next one is watch yourself talk. This can take practice at first, but it's so important.
How many times? Okay, I got to use an example that I stumbled across in the past week or so. I had made a mistake at work, and I very much said, "Oh, Rob, way to be an idiot." And then I was, "Oh no, I can't be that way." What I could have said was, "Oh, Rob, way to catch yourself making a mistake that you can fix anyway, so it wasn't all that bad. You can do better next time." As opposed to putting myself down. That's
Yeah.
called self-talk,
Yeah.
or devaluing yourself if you pick on yourself. Angie's done this to me. She's done this to many people. If I say something uncomplimentary about myself, because I'm very hard on myself, I'm very highly driven, I have a very high level of perfection sometimes. I used to pick on myself a lot, but it's really, really hard when I pick on myself by saying something uncomplimentary. Then Angie says I have to say 3 nice things about myself to counteract what I've just said that was not so nice. It's so hard sometimes in the heat of the moment to find those 3 nice things to say about myself. I just skip the uncomplimentary bit. Yeah, or I find a way, like I mentioned earlier, to dance around it and turn it into a compliment of sort. Yeah.
Yeah. I find for a lot of people it's the I am statements because they're so powerful. Whatever we put after I am is highly creative. So very much pay attention to your I am statements. Sometimes we'll say, "Oh, I'm so stupid," or "Oh, I'm such an idiot for doing that." Careful with those. When you catch yourself, train yourself even very much like I challenge other people to do is now say 3 nice things. I am loving. I am kind. I am friendly. Whatever you can come up with in the moment, but catch yourself and start to shift your self-talk. Very, very, very powerful creative words when we put I am after it. I've even written out a whole list of positive I ams and stuck them on my wall for a long time until I really could embrace those as part of my daily self-love habits. So, just some suggestions. Another one is be mindful of energy. So, we are vibration. Everything around us is vibration. Everything has an energy. And so, what we surround ourselves with, what we watch, who we interact with, what we eat, all of those things affect our energy and they affect our vibration. So, when you start to have more self love, you start to become more conscious of what you want in your vibration. So you might notice that your food habits start to change. You might notice your friends start to change. Some of it happens naturally, and some of it you actually choose and go, "No, I don't want that energy around me anymore. I don't want that energy in my body anymore." So just learn to recognize your energy and what you want in and around your energy, and that will really help shift your value of yourself.
Agreed. I don't have anything to add to that. You just described that very, very well.
That's because I'm going through it myself right now. We shared in our second last video, I think it was, about how I've really started to become more and more aware of my vibration and what I want in my energy. I've noticed without even effort, my foods are changing. I'm eating a lot more plant-based. Not that I'm, against meat. I'm not going to tell anybody how they should eat or not eat because we all have a different body and we all are at our different place and stage. But I'm just finding I'm starting to eat less meat naturally. Just it's because my vibration has changed and that energy is no longer serving me. So it's just a thing to be conscious of.
I just had a thought, and these are always dangerous, of when one point of what we've talked about counteracts another just a little bit. You can be mindful of energy, for example, watching what you eat, what you put into yourself. But there's also, back at the second principle, there's honor yourself. And what if you just have a craving for that favorite burger. Well, if it actually raises your level of happiness, if it makes you just a little bit more positive once in a while to treat yourself to something that maybe would, on a different scale, for example, an energy scale, possibly lower your energy, if it could still be turned into a win, I guess maybe that would fall under the realm of treat yourself.
Yes.
Maybe go ahead. So these are not absolutes. Ultimately, you're looking to increase your happiness, which would increase your energy, which would change your energy, the way your energy is coming off of you, which would be more positive, which would then have an influence in the world around you. So sometimes something that seems a little bit negative can still easily turn around and be more positive in the end.
Love it. Brilliant. And last tip that we're going to share, of course, these are tips within tips, so you're actually getting little bonuses. But tip number 5 is own, but also forgive your mistakes.
That is one of my favorite principles that I live by. I'm human. I'm going to make mistakes, errors in judgment, errors in speaking, and once in a while I'm going to look back over my shoulder and wonder why I made that mistake, because I had all the tools necessary to not make a mistake. Well, whether it offends someone or hurts their feelings, very similar outcome. Ultimately, once something has escaped, you can't really pull it back. You can apologize for it. You can explain that you don't know where it came from and that you're sorry for it. But ultimately, you can't get away from it. It's always yours. Remember, the positives in life are also yours as well.
Good
So
point.
So if you have one negative and 45 positive things that happen to come out of your persona in a day, remember you're still way ahead on the chart. But, for the one thing that goes bad, own it and not only ask for forgiveness from others, but especially if there was something to be learned from it, don't be afraid to forgive yourself. Yes, you may still dwell on something, especially if it's not something that's going to easily repair itself in a few minutes or just a few hours. But ultimately, forgive, move on, and try to just be that little bit better from that point on. And remember that you don't have to forget about your mistakes, because sometimes if you have a mistake and then you've got to the point where you've forgiven yourself, and then you come across other situations where that mistake could happen again, and you avoid that mistake, there's a chance to pat yourself on the back. So still remembering where a lesson comes from is very important.
Love it. So, of course, these are only 5 tips. There's, endless amounts of ways to love yourself and give yourself kindness, respect, love, honor. Feel free in the comments below the video to share things that you do so that everybody else can learn. We can all share and learn from each other, because, as we say, there isn't just one way to self-love. There are many, many ways.
We've discussed 5 points in this video. I wouldn't doubt that there was a dozen points, but we hit the 5 that we thought were most important to present now. We may come back sometime in the future and expand on this even further.
Yeah.
So I thought that these were the best 5 to start with.
Yeah.
Especially for a new series.
Yes. So on that note, this is the end of our first video on our new series, and we are so excited to bring you more in this series.
Looking very forward to this. It's interesting now to step away from talking about what we've experienced and actually try to put stuff out there that other people can use without having to glean the information from our story. Direct information, and also this gives people a chance to reflect back to us what we're saying and add their own comments. Because we won't be afraid to pass on good comments to come from anyone else who wants to expand on something that we've just talked about.
For sure, for sure.
Okay.
So on that note, happy Valentine's Day, and go and love yourself.
Oh, isn't that just amazing? The heart glasses.
Bye.
Bye.